I just try to make this video short, but it's for motivation and how to help a depressed person, or how to help yourself if you're depressed. I've been there, by the way, so I'm talking, from things that I've also experienced. So when you're depressed, basically, and you get caught up where you're not fully taking care of yourself, because that's what depression is. When you can't fully handle all of your responsibilities. I'm gonna start from like the raw core of like how depression can be for people and why it's something to try to deal with more, like, is a problem. People won't take care of their basic needs. So what I can say about that, I said that this is motivation for somebody who's depressed. You're caught in a cycle where you feel bad, and then you let yourself slip, basically, and you feel worse and worse because you'll feel so bad that you will stop doing these things, right? So what we gotta do is we gotta work ourselves out of the hole we dug, which isn't our fault because we have, probably a chemical imbalance or something wrong. We need to see a psychiatrist, by the way. But, it probably started from something going awry in our minds and our hearts, and what happens is, it snowballs, kind of. So, what you gotta understand, and hopefully this can help, is that when you do one thing, start with the things that give you the most instant gratification. Because that's also what people that are depressed tend to get stuck in. They get stuck in things like addiction, even, basically. Or they'll just sit and watch TV all day for that reason. So you're stuck into that mental habit anyway. So, things that you can do like that would be taking a shower, brushing your teeth, really basic forms of self-care that instantly make you feel better. And if you're depressed where, you feel like drowsy almost, you're just too tired of shit, take a bath. Because that's easier. That's my advice. Taking a bath can be fun. You can get some toys in that bitch, throw some balloons in that bitch, whatever. Take a bubble bath. What the fuck ever. You could have fun in that hoe, though. You could eat your meal in the bath. Make it something that's like, oh, haha, I'm having some dope fun, bro. I'm so silly. There you go. Eat some Taco Bell in the bathtub. Then you got two birds with one stone. And you gotta just keep retraining your brain. This is what you gotta remember. You can even write down, keep that shit by your bed or some shit. You gotta remember, basically, that while you continue to do that over time, just even those little things, if you can, over time you're gonna retrain your brain to remember, as muscle memory type shit. This is something I like doing, especially if you can make little activities you gotta do, like cleaning, fun. You play some music, get jiggy with it, have some fun while you do stuff. That's a good healing method for mental stuff, especially. But it also, it can uplift spirits of people that are ill, even in physical ways. Just to remember to always make things fun when you can, in creative ways too, however you can. And that's really going to be helpful, because you know what a depressed person craves anyway? We crave, well, I'm not really depressed right now per se, but I've been there type shit. But we crave having fun. It really is medicine. If you can get out there, go to a party, go to a birthday party, get some hugs from some people that type of shit really can help. So if you just carry that energy with you all the time, type shit, you know what? I keep my spirits up in the same way right now. So I live that. I'm not just saying that I'm not depressed right now because I do this shit. To be honest with you, and I remember what I can tell you, tactics that can help. And they won't teach you this even if you're in the mental hospital. They'll teach you more basic stuff, like how to cope. By doing not as fun activities, to be honest with you. Like mindfulness. That can be nice, that can be calming, but you can also find your own ways to do that. Not just what they tell you, for it to work better, because everybody's so unique anyway. So for me, I mean, I used to be really into like meditation and studying and reading up on or listening to somebody speak about religions and philosophies, especially ones that aren't what I was brought up in, that I took instant fascination to as I got old enough to really think for myself. But I love all type of religions like Buddhism, Taoism, you know, and I love people all around the world. But I mean, I love Hinduism and stuff too, as I'm trying to point out this tattoo, okay? So yeah, I was really into Hinduism, I guess. Holy shit. Just beautiful cultures and stuff. Beautiful cultures that come from India and places like that. You know, very fun people. People that know how to enjoy life and manipulate things in such unique, fun ways with the materials around them on Earth and shit. It's really nice. So, you know, you just gotta remember that there's always gonna be a high that you can get in life. You just gotta keep marching. There's gonna be lows, there's gonna be highs. For some people, it's more extreme. But when you're in a good vibe, you gotta try to work yourself into being in good vibes when you're not in them. Because when you're in a good vibe, that's the place to be. And we can definitely form a habit of getting into new things in life and being like, that just makes you a better type of person, more interesting, more fun, more open-minded. If we can explore and talk to people about different things, different hobbies, different fascinations, different beliefs, you know. So another good way to get yourself out of depression is to go try new things and get yourself out of any type of like cycle that you've been in, because depression itself is a cycle where you feel down. So besides tricking your brain with the instant satisfaction thing, also just changing, you know, because in depression basically you can feel super gray about it, like, oh, it's the same shit over and over and over again. That's another big thing that happens when you get in a depression loop or whatever. So, you know, naturally, it's just a way to counteract that. Get into something new. You know, fuck that shit. That's the saying when you're depressed, say fuck that shit. This isn't helping, fuck that shit. Get this shit out of my life. I don't need it then. You gotta find triggers too. Things like that will trigger, and you gotta find that what's triggering, like when depression comes back, because it will. You know, you gotta find that shit. You gotta cancel that habit out of your life. Because I guarantee you, nothing that's gonna be unhealthy is gonna be the thing triggering depression. It's happening for a reason. It's mental health, and that health defect is being caused by something unhealthy. That just makes sense. So, what I'm talking about, even like stability is good for a person. But when you're just reliving the same shit over and over every day, and there's nothing new, and I don't think it's enough to like go try a new cuisine at a restaurant once a week. It's not. It's just, I think that is unhealthy for a person, because our point of living and surviving is to experience. What are you experiencing if you're experiencing the same fucking thing every day? That's not fun. We live for fun. And sometimes problems can be fun, because I think a lot of humans find it fun to solve problems or to build things. Building things ultimately usually is due to wanting to change or solve a problem. Even if the problem is, you know, isn't that big of an issue, or wouldn't be a problem without the invention, to be honest. Now life is easier, so it was a problem. Yeah. Also, I guess focusing on self-esteem is a big thing. You know, because if your self-esteem was good enough, you wouldn't feel at ease even letting this shit happen to you. Your self-esteem has got to be high enough where you can't stand to see yourself as a human being. You got to start with the concept of empathy and having a heart. Like, I can't stand to see a human being in general go through something like this. And then you work it to self-esteem, where it's like, I am a human being. That is your self-esteem to start with. That's where you gotta at least be at. Get yourself to if you're not there. What does a human being deserve? Okay? And you gotta understand that that's what you are. You gotta love yourself as much as a human being you can feel and know deserves to be loved. And then you gotta work from there. So I'm gonna end it like that, because I'm hungry. And all I got in the car is Faygo and some Pepsi. Love you guys. Take a shower, bitch. Drink some water, bitch.